There are members of the technical team at Sundowns that quietly get on with the job at hand. But if they weren't there, their presence would be sorely missed. One of these people is Dr. Arnold.
Actually, I'm the team doctor of Sundowns. I've been here since 2004-05 season. So I always joke and say for the guys, the coach is like the father of the team and I'm the mother of the team. I have to look after the food and look if they're happy, if they have aches and pains, yeah, and stuff like that.
What's the biggest challenge to your role as club doctor?
The players is like, for me, like a business. And that business is now part of a bigger business. So sometimes there's a tug of war. You have to look after the player, but you also have to have the club's interests at heart.
What determines the difference between fit and injured, Doc?
Usually the injury is, say, one of the legs or a knee or a joint. So it's usually left or right, so it's never both sides. So if the flexibility is not the same both sides, then you have an imbalance. Then you are prone to cause more problems, because you compensate for that bit of loss of strength, but then you have to favor the other leg. So you have to turn a specific way, and then opponents pick it up quickly. So they're going to push pressure on this side or that side to force you on your weaker leg. And that is maybe sometimes difficult to explain to somebody, because it's not like you got injured, now you have the pain is gone and you can walk and run. But functionally, you can't really, I think, perform properly on the pitch.
What group of players are more susceptible to injury?
I can't really say which position or which group of players is really at risk. Sort of the personality of a player definitely plays a role in his risk of injury. Ankles and knees is probably the most common acute injury in football. Sometimes with the defenders and so, I mean, they go in, so there's an extra energy in twisting this ankle. Midfielders do a lot of running, so they cover a lot of distance. They start getting fatigued and don't recover that well then. With goalkeepers, I think their type of injuries is a bit different. They get some shoulder injuries, they get concussion, broken fingers and that type of injuries. Nowadays, there's a lot of specialists that is pulled into the technical team, because we work with a physiotherapist, a biokineticist, and then the masseur will have a big role to play. So then you manage the rehab. So for instance, you had to go through a whole rehabilitation process, at least do running, all the different drills of football, change direction, kicking, all those things. And then at the end, you would say if you can train for 1 full week, hard, normal training without a problem, then he's ready.
Recently, the press had a field day with players not being released for national duty by their clubs. One such player to feel the heat was Dr. Mampuru. Why was he declared medically unfit?
He joined us in pre-season, so there he coped well, because he came from a different level of football now to the first team. And then he started to have an injury of, he first have his left front leg muscle. Then we treat him, then he have it on the right side, have pain on the right side. So eventually we sent him, because he didn't go for his Biodex test before pre-season, because they were in camp for the under-23s. If you do a Biodex test, there should be less than 10% difference in the strength of that muscle. So then we did the test, and then there was about a 37% deficit in that left quad compared to the right side. So 37% is really a huge one, especially with the quad muscle. Then your knee is at risk. Your ACL, you can tear your ACL easy, your medial collateral ligament, all those type of things. We spoke to the coaches, and we made a sort of a decision to give him time. We'll work him, rehab, till he's ready. So this is more a long-term approach for the problem, because especially this young guy, good player, we would rather let him do for 3 months rehabilitation, and then the second half of the season he play every game, and he's ready for the under-23s. If they qualify for the Olympics, I mean, then he's ready.
One of the toughest parts of your job must be to motivate a player when they're injured.
There's one thing that definitely motivates a football player, and that is to play football, because they don't really enjoy being rehabbed in the gym and things like that. So you should just encourage him to think about going back playing football.